Monday, January 26th, 2026. Sonny and Jason talk about Britt dumping him. Sidwell offers to help Carly, and Joss eavesdrops on Jack and Cullum. Read the last GH recap. A vision of Peter torments Anna. Britt broke up with Jason, and Marco snapped at Lucas. Jason chases Britt down and GH. She calls Lucas over as a witness. Britt tells Jason that if he cares for her, he will leave her alone and storms off. She runs down the hall weeping. Ava drops Avery off at Sonny's. Before she can go, he tells her they need to discuss Sidwell. He doesn't want that man near their daughter. Ava accuses him of not wanting her involved with Sidwell and declares she can spend time with whomever she chooses. Once she leaves, Jason arrives. His boss fills him in on Ave and Lucy's fight over Sidwell. He's sure they can fuel that to distract him. Sonny is surprised when Jason explains that Britt just ended things with him over Carly. Carly claims that Britt's fight with her seemed like it was staged. Whenever he gets close to Britt, she pulls away. They know something has her spooked and she's being coerced to finish what Dalton started. Jason wants to put her under surveillance. Britt runs into Jordan at the Metro Court and asks if he can take her out for dinner sometime. She admits she and Gannon are no longer seeing each other. Curtis pops up and gets an introduction. Britt leaves them to it. Curtis is surprised she knows the other man so well. She tells him he's a good man to know. They discuss Drew being in the hospital and their mixed feelings about it. Curtis points out he almost took Drew's life. It turns out that would have been pointless. They chat about how he can't pressure Portia to take the paternity test. He's stuck waiting. The results could have a profound impact on their future. Carly sits at Sidwell's table and asks why she lets him in after he held her at gunpoint. He assumes she's after a favor. When she brings up her brother, he refuses to sabotage Lucas and Marco's relationship. She can't understand why. Sidwell says he wants his son happy. She reminds him he's a criminal and is sure his son is too. He thinks she's just upset about being estranged from Lucas. He offers to help them reconcile. If she wants a relationship with her brother, she should make nice with Marco. She meets with Britt and he asks why she was talking to Sidwell. Carly explains her concerns for her brother. Britt thinks she's been unreasonable. He guesses she wanted Sidwell to help split up Marco and Lucas. He urges her not to work with that man on anything. She's sure about what to do and assures him it will have nothing to do with Sidwell. Ava joins Sidwell and tells him that Sonny was being a lot today because of him. He's sorry to hear that. She tells him Sonny doesn't like her associating with him. Sidwell hopes their friendship can continue. Ava isn't about to step back for Sonny's sake. She tells Sidwell how much she values him as a client. He's glad she hasn't been scared away from her. Ava says there are a lot of rumors about her too. He doesn't care about that and invites her back to his place. Cullum drops by Windermere to meet Marco. The WSB director only wants to speak to Sidwell, but Marco insists they need to discuss something his father doesn't have a clear handle on: Sonny. Marco thinks they need to take Sonny out and his father is underestimating the threat he poses. Blackmail won't be enough to neutralize Sonny. They need to remove him. Once Cullum leaves, Marco calls Britt and orders her over. Back at GH, Britt tells Lucas she needs to leave early. He asks if she's okay and she insists she'll be fine. She just has to call it quits with Jason before she got hurt. Marco welcomes Britt to Windermere and shows her to her lab. After looking it over, she complains and he accuses her of stalling. Lucas walks in, surprised to hear them arguing. Joss meets with Jack on the piers. She tells him she's figured out how to search Windermere without anyone knowing. He reminds her she's been benched. She explains she was there yesterday by invitation. Joss tells him about the catacombs and how Marco refuses to let anyone go down to them. Whatever project they are working on must be there. She's sure that the storm will knock out power on Spoon Island and drive the inhabitants to the shore. They bicker about how to handle this and he says they need to wait until he has a team ready. She accuses him of being afraid to risk his girlfriend's daughter. He orders her to do nothing and stay off Spoon Island. Joss walks off and eavesdrops as Cullum meets with Jack. He asks what Sidwell is doing there and how Sonny fits in. Jack says there is nothing but bad blood between them and Sonny doesn't know anything about Sidwell. Cullum accuses him of being clouded by his feelings for Carly and Jack, claims he's only using Carly for information. Jack goes to the Metro Court to see Carly. Britt leaves them to it. Jack tells Carly how much having her by his side means to him. Britt gets a call as he walks off. On the pier, Sidwell assures Ava that he has a record of handling Sonny. Britt drops by Joss's after she calls him. He promises to get her anything she needs. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Jason Morgan and Britt Westbourne will get trapped in a blizzard, so that'll force the duo to face some harsh truths. Despite Britt's best efforts to guard her heart, Jason has wormed his way back in. There's definitely a lingering spark that Britt can't ignore, but more romantic hurdles are in the works. All the drama involving Jen Sidwell, his associates, and Caesar Faison's final project will cause issues for Britt and Jason. You can bet there'll be more frustration on Jason's part since Britt won't fully let him in. However, Britt will feel the need to protect Jason from the mess she's stuck in. Furthermore, Britt may fear that if she does tell Jason the whole truth, it'll change the way he looks at her. Since Britt doesn't have many people who want to see her good side, it's easy to see why she's hesitant to divulge too much. Britt will push Jason away again as their storyline progresses in 2026, but a huge curveball could change everything. According to the latest GH spoilers, a blizzard is going to hit hard. A major snowstorm is on the way that'll trap Jason and Britt together, so that'll lead to some close moments. The walls that Britt built up may come crumbling down eventually. This may be the right time for Britt to make a full confession and trust that Jason will understand everything she's been up against. Of course, this could also bring a chance for Jason and Britt to let passion erupt. Britt and Jason may be reminded of the sizzling encounter they had while they were on the run together, so that could lead to a repeat performance during this blizzard. Regardless, Jason and Britt will have to face some difficult truths once they're stranded. Between the nightmare Britt's tangled up in and their mutual feelings for each other, there'll be a lot for Britt and Jason to discuss. General Hospital spoilers say Britt may give Jason some shocking updates sooner or later, so stay tuned for all the jaw-dropping news ahead in 2026. General Hospital spoilers for the week of January 26th to 30th indicate that a character will shockingly expose their alliance with Jen Sidwell to Anna Devane. General Hospital just released its weekly preview video, and there's a bombshell of a scene that shows Anna in her Windermere cell as a man walks in. The only thing shown is the man's footsteps entering the room, so fans need to brace for a stunning plot twist in this storyline. With that said, who could the man be? Judging from the individual's feet and calves, it seems to be someone a tad younger than Caesar Faison, or Pascal for that matter, so both these men can be eliminated from the speculation. Still, there are plenty of other characters who could shock Anna and GH fans with a comeback, so let's dive right in. First off, the fact that Anna had a hallucination of Peter August during the week of January 19th to 23rd may not have been a coincidence. What if it wasn't even a hallucination? The idea that Peter still could be alive is always a possibility. After all, Dr. Britt Westbourne and Nathan West both returned to the land of the living last fall, so why wouldn't Faison's other child make a lively comeback? Peter could be the very person who's looking to fulfill his father's last project, and since Anna's hallucination caused so much buzz with Peter's sort of return, the show may have set up last week's scene as a prelude to an even bigger surprise. Speaking of Nathan, since his return, GH fans can't shake the idea that he isn't really himself. Whether he's been mind-programmed, brainwashed, or Nathan isn't really Nathan, the fact that he can't remember where he was or what he's been doing the past 7 years since he got shot seems to be a red flag. Add that Nathan has been overly rusty in his role as a detective on the PCPD, mainly with handling evidence, and General Hospital viewers can't help but feel as if something very shady is going on with the cop. Plus, gravitating toward Lulu Spencer seems more than a little sketchy considering she's Maxie Jones's best friend. If Nathan's last memories are with Maxie, then why the sudden interest in her BFF? Nathan and Lulu's closeness seem to be more than just the comatose bond they share of missing time in Port Charles and then coming back. So what is he really up to? He just always seems to be there when Lulu needs him. Is there a bigger reason for this? Nathan walking into Anna's cell and exposing an alliance with Sidwell would completely catch the super spy off guard. Plus, it would finally answer some questions about Nathan. Then again, could it be Jack Brennan on a mission to help save Anna? A lot can happen in 5 days, so what if he gathers information on her whereabouts and he's simply walking into her prison cell to rescue her? General Hospital spoilers imply that there's always a chance this person could be someone from Anna's past or a brand spanking new character, much like WSB boss Ross Cullum, who was just introduced to the canvas, so only time will tell. General Hospital spoilers reveal that the winds of change are coming to PC and the result could be earth-shaking for Harrison Chase and Brooklyn Quartermain. Let's break down the current emotional landscape between the married couple and discover how Willow Kane could disrupt BLQ's marriage. Poor Chase, he hasn't grasped the notion of actions lead to consequences. He played White Knight for his ex Willow and lost his detective badge for it. Chase took inside info and ran with it to clear Willow of shooting Drew. Last week she was found not guilty, but acting PCPD Commish Dante Falconeri told Chase he is demoted for his rogue behavior. Instead of being grateful for not being fired, Chase whined to BLQ about how unfair life is. Then he suggested they follow through on adopting a baby. Rightfully so, BLQ asked if the request was his way of distracting himself from his job. He denied it, of course, seeing how limited his level of insight is. Bo, BitQ, and Chase cannot conceive naturally, so they discussed options in the past. But while BLQ plans for an adoption, is Willow planning a seduction? Let's make one thing clear. Weeping Willow the Widowmaker is on a winning streak. She beat the charges against her and cannot be tried again due to double jeopardy. What's her next move? We predict that she takes advantage of Chase's goodwill to build a new life, or at the very least to make herself feel better. How ironic is it that while BLQ and Chase plan to start a new family, Willow sets her sights on her benevolent ex. Willow is ruthless, and if she wants to have some fun with Chase, she will pursue her desire. Tell us, GH fans, do you think that Willow makes a move on Chase while he and BLQ set about cementing their family status? Would anything Willow does now surprise you after her syringe attack on Drew? General Hospital dropped another bomb last week by bringing Peter back into the mix to torment Anna. Now fans can't stop talking about who is worse, Drew or Peter. Even though Peter appears to be just a figment of Anna's imagination as a way for Sidwell and Cullum to mess with the super spy, GH fans can't stop talking about him. There's no question that Peter is one of the worst villains ever on the ABC soap, and not the kind fans love to hate like Fazan or Helena. However, Drew also takes that honor following his transformation into one of the most horrible people in Port Charles. After Peter's surprise appearance on GH, a fan on X wanted to know which character was the worst, Peter or Drew. GH fans wasted no time answering the question, offering a range of opinions. Peter, if that wasn't a dream yesterday for Anna and Peter is back, replied a fan, noting they stopped watching the show for a year during Peter's last run. Another fan had a different take, declaring Drew was more awful than Peter, writing, Drew Kane, period. At least Peter was entertaining sometimes. Drew is just despicable. They took a character I loved and made me hate him. There's a reason most of the fan base hates him. Peter had more fans than Drew, lol. Other fans chose Drew because of his treatment of Scout. Some fans felt that Peter genuinely loved Maxie, making him less of an awful person than Drew and his obsession with Willow. Several GH fans disliked Drew more because he was such a beloved character when Billy Miller was in the role, and now he's pure evil, making it hard for fans to watch him on screen. Many fans made their choice based on which actor they liked more, Matheson or Ramsey, while several fans still can't get over the direction the writers have taken Drew. One fan said it best, though, explaining that Peter and Drew are each beyond awful in very different ways, making them both the worst. This is an opinion we can get behind, since both are terrible characters. We have to add that Drew has gotten to the point where he's unwatchable. Other than Willow stabbing him with the syringe, which was pure bliss. Peter got to that point too, but we got a break from him for a few years. So right now, our choice would be that Drew's the worst. If Peter sticks around while we get a break from evil Drew, then that answer will likely change. The General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, January 27, 2026, focus on Carly catching up with Lulu and Charlotte. In other news, Jason is a man on a mission, and Jocelyn makes a bold move. Tuesday's conversation with Carly, Lulu, and Charlotte will be interesting considering what Lulu doesn't know. She has no idea that 1. Valentine is shacking up in Carly's attic. And 2. Carly arranged for a Christmas visit between Valentine and Charlotte. And 3. She has no idea that Charlotte took it upon herself to visit her father one more time after that. If Lulu did know this, she would certainly go ballistic, and her relationship with Carly would be damaged. For the moment, they are getting along, but that could change. So something tells us this catch-up chat will be loaded with subtext and secrets. According to the weekly spoilers, Jason is a man on a mission on Tuesday. He knows Britt is in trouble, and as everybody knows, he will do whatever it takes to protect those he cares for. And up until she purposely shut him out of her life, they were doing well. They went on a date, and Britt even asked Jason out, but she did attempt to shut him out. And that raised a serious amount of red flags where Jason is concerned. And now he's on a mission to help Britt. Hopefully, she will be in a place where she accepts his help instead of fighting it. In GH's weekly video preview, it is clear that the two are about to face a winter storm and a battle against the bad guys who have backed Britt into a corner. As Jason braces himself for the battle ahead, Lucas questions Britt. These days, their relationship is in a weird place. They don't like each other, but Lucas did her a solid by providing a recommendation so she could get her medical license back. But if he finds her on Windermere grounds, he is going to be hella curious about what she is doing there. Is Lucas close to realizing that danger is brewing at Windermere? He might want to rethink his living situation. He may also want to reconsider his relationship. Hopefully, Britt warns Lucas because she knows Marco is super involved in his father's operation. He was the one who aggressively passed on Cullum's and Sidwell's message to move to Windermere ASAP. When Brennan told Joss her agent's status was revoked, she must not have heard him right. He said stop, and she clearly heard go, because she immediately hightailed it out to Windermere to visit her uncle Lucas. And now on Tuesday, she makes a bold move. Nothing can stop Joss when she is in agent mode. If she's still hanging around Windermere, maybe this so-called bold move will enable her to stumble upon Anna's location, or maybe even the lab. Finally, the weekly teasers hint that Tracy suffers a setback. This might have something to do with the Quartermain boxes that are currently in Drew's possession. She might take advantage of Drew's situation to get the stuff that he stole. He can't do anything about it right now since Willow injected him with a concoction that caused a massive stroke. And Drew is currently in the hospital where he can't do much of anything. General Hospital News reveals that Nancy Lee Grahn is beefing with one of the world's biggest country stars, Carrie Underwood. Last Thursday, American Idol judges Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, and Lionel Richie appeared on Jimmy Kimmel's late-night talk show to chat about season 24. The Daily Mail reported that one person refused to watch, with Nancy Lee Grahn posting on Threads, "See you next week at Jimmy Kimmel with," adding, "I refuse to even look at Carrie Underwood." The daytime star and outspoken Democrat clarified on Saturday, "I love Jimmy Kimmel and watch him every night. I would never slam him. I simply said I would watch him next week because I didn't want to look at Carrie Underwood, who was his guest that night." According to the outlet, the obvious reason was the fact that the 42-year-old American Idol No. 4 champ performed America the Beautiful a cappella during President Donald Trump's swearing-in ceremony at his 2025 inauguration. In the past, Underwood said she was honored to be a small part of the historic event. She told People, "I am humbled to answer the call at a time when we must all come together in the spirit of unity and looking to the future." The 8-time Grammy winner told The Guardian in 2019, "I try to stay far out of politics if possible, at least in public, because nobody wins." When the acting legend won an award at last year's Daytime Emmy Awards, Grahn famously toted a silver clutch emblazoned with "Democracy dies in silence." During her acceptance speech, she shared, "Along with this job comes a literal soapbox. Our democracy is worth fighting for." Gran made political statements at the 2022 Emmys with a purse stating "Bands off our boaties," choice earrings, and reproductive freedom necklace. Readers were not exactly lining up behind Nancy with one writing, "Why is this a story? Carrie is much bigger than her. Her job is to play make-believe every day, not in the same league." Hysterical trying to be relevant, and another posted, "Carrie Underwood rocks. Nancy who?" Another chimed in, "I watched General Hospital for the drama, not the actors except Jason. He is hot." Tell us what you think of Nancy's sentiment, GH fans. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with General Hospital right now. Come back here often for the hottest GH updates, news, and spoilers. Get comfortable and gain access to the best soap intel on the web. A snowstorm is coming to General Hospital once again. It may be just a regular blizzard or something much more nefarious. The Cassidines once tried to freeze the world, beginning with Port Charles. Makos had a plan for world domination. He created a weather machine to unleash a catastrophic snowstorm to hold the world hostage. The infamous Ice Princess Diamond contained the formula to power the weapon. Luke eventually killed the villain and saved the world. Makos was only around for a few months, but he was only the beginning. His wife, Helena, and other family members have gone on to terrorize Port Charles for decades. We have been hearing about Fason's final plan for months now and still don't know what it is. Port Charles is about to be hit with a massive snowstorm, and drama will ensue. Perhaps this blizzard is related to both Fason and the Ice Princess. Something creepy is going on at Windermere. Sidwell and Cullum are holding and torturing Anna and need Britt's scientific know-how to create a formula. There is a good possibility that Sidwell is a Cassidine, and he may be using Phazon's project to conquer the world, once again beginning with the weather. Evil runs in the family, with a few exceptions. Valentine could be the one to save Anna and Port Charles.